Have you ever dared to cross the threshold of the unknown, stepping into places where shadows of tragedy still linger? Our world is filled with such locations, spots that seem to be singled out for a series of unfortunate events, or, as some would say, cursed. These are not just ordinary places. They are locations where time stands still, where the air is heavy with the weight of past events, where every stone and every tree has a chilling tale to whisper. These are the cursed locations, places where luck seems to have turned its back, where destiny has played a cruel game. They are marked by a trail of tragedies, of lives lost, of dreams shattered. The echoes of their past resonate through the silent corridors, the deserted streets, the eerie woods, and the abandoned houses. Our first stop, the island of Dolls, a silent witness to a tragic event that echoes through time. Nestled in the heart of Mexico's Xochimilco canals, this island is far from your typical tropical paradise. Instead of vibrant flora and fauna, you'll find hundreds of dolls, strung up in trees, strung across the ground, their glassy eyes seeming to watch your every move. This eerie spectacle began with one man, Don Julian Santana Barrera. He was the island's sole inhabitant, a hermit who lived in self-imposed isolation. Legend has it Julian discovered the body of a young girl who had drowned under mysterious circumstances. Unable to save her, Julian was consumed by guilt and mourning. Haunted by her memory, he began hanging dolls from the trees, a tribute to the lost soul he believed still lingered on the island. He traded his homegrown fruits and vegetables for old dolls, his obsession growing with each passing year. The dolls, once cherished playthings, were transformed into macabre memorials, their faded beauty a stark contrast to the lush greenery of the island. But the story doesn't end there. Visitors and locals alike have reported strange happenings on the island. Whispered conversations carried on the wind, the sound of soft footsteps in the underbrush, and even the dolls' eyes following them as they move. Some swear they've seen the dolls move on their own, their limbs twitching as if possessed by some unseen force. Julian himself claimed the dolls were inhabited by the spirit of the drowned girl, their paranormal activities a manifestation of her restless spirit. He devoted 50 years of his life to honoring her memory right up until his own death in 2001. In a chilling turn of fate, Julian was found drowned in the same spot where he'd found the girl all those years ago, the island of Dolls, a chilling testament to a tragic event, where the dolls are believed to be possessed by the girl's spirit. This is not a destination for the faint-hearted, but for those with a taste for the macabre. It's a haunting journey into a world where sorrow and fear intertwine. Next, we traverse time to the historic Tower of London, where countless souls met their untimely end. A place that has stood the test of time, this medieval castle in the heart of London has a history steeped in blood and treachery. Constructed in the late 11th century, the tower has served various purposes, such as a royal palace, a treasury and armory, and most notably a prison and a place of execution. Its stone walls have borne witness to numerous beheadings, tortures, and imprisonments, making it a hotbed for paranormal activity. One of the most famous specters said to haunt the tower is none other than Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII. Accused of adultery and treason, she was beheaded in the year 1536. Her headless apparition has been reportedly seen numerous times wandering the halls of the tower or near the spot of her execution, forever trapped in her moment of despair. But it's not just the visual apparitions that send shivers down one's spine. Visitors and staff alike have reported hearing chilling sounds echoing through the corridors. Blood-curdling screams, the clanking of medieval torture devices, and the desperate pleas of prisoners from centuries past come to life in the eerie silence of the night. The Tower of London is not just a monument to the country's history, but also a testament to the human spirit's resilience. Despite the gruesome past, it stands tall, a symbol of power and a reminder of the atrocities that once took place within its walls. The tales of the tower are not for the faint-hearted. They remind us of a time when power was absolute, justice was often swift and brutal, and the line between life and death was perilously thin. Within the walls of the Tower of London, echoes of a bloody past continue to haunt the present. The spirits of the tormented souls still linger, their stories etched into the very stones, forever reminding us of the tower's sinister legacy. Venturing into the depths of Aokigahara Forest in Japan, the Sea of Trees hides a grim legacy. This is not your ordinary woodland. It's a place where the veil between this world and the next seems disturbingly thin. Known as the Sea of Trees, Aokigahara Forest lies at the northwest base of Mount Fuji, cloaking an expanse of roughly 35 square kilometers in shadow and mystery. This forest is infamous for a chilling reason. It's one of the world's most prevalent locations for suicides. It's a place where many have chosen to take their final steps, their stories swallowed up by the dense, silent woodland. Some say the forest's tragic reputation dates back to the mid-20th century, while others argue it goes back centuries, intertwined with folklore and ghost stories. Local legends paint a haunting picture of the forest. It is believed to be inhabited by yurei, or restless spirits, trapped between this world and the next. These spirits are said to lure the unsuspecting off the path, leading them deeper into the forest's eerie silence. But the forest doesn't just rely on spiritual entities to disorient its visitors. Aokigahara Forest is known for its magnetic anomalies. Compasses spin wildly, GPS devices malfunction, and even the most experienced hikers can find themselves turned around in the blink of an eye. This has led to some theories suggesting that the forest's magnetic fields might influence people's decisions to end their lives there, although this remains purely speculative. In recent years, local authorities and volunteers have been working tirelessly to reverse the forest's dark reputation. They've installed signs urging those with suicidal thoughts to seek help and have also increased patrols in an effort to save lives. Despite these efforts, Aokigahara Forest remains a place shrouded in sorrow and mystery, a chilling testament to human despair. Aokigahara Forest, where every tree seems to whisper tales of despair and tragedy. So if you ever find yourself at the edge of this sea of trees, remember its history, its legends, and its haunting legacy. Respect the forest and the stories it holds, for they are a stark reminder of the fragility of human life. As we step back from these haunted landscapes, it's hard to shake off the chill that runs down our spines. We started our journey on the eerie island of Dolls in Mexico, a place where lost childhoods hang from the trees, their vacant eyes staring back at us. The tragic tale of a drowned girl and a guilt-ridden man's attempt to appease her spirit has turned this island into a chilling spectacle. The dolls, weathered and worn, are a silent testament to the sorrow that lingers here. Then we traveled to the Tower of London, a historical landmark steeped in tales of treachery, bloodshed, and despair. Its stone walls echo with the cries of the executed and the anguished. The spirits of the innocent, the guilty, and the royals alike are said to haunt its corridors, their stories forever imprinted on the stones of the infamous tower. Our journey took a darker turn as we ventured into the Aokigahara forest in Japan, also known as the Sea of Trees or the Suicide Forest. A place of unspeakable sorrow, where people have chosen to end their lives, leaving behind an atmosphere of despair and desolation. The forest's quiet solitude is a chilling reminder of the lives lost. As we revisit these locations, we grapple with the idea of places being cursed or doomed due to tragic events. Is it the weight of history, the echo of past tragedies, or perhaps the collective fear and fascination that has cursed these places? Or is it something more supernatural, a lingering presence that haunts these landscapes? The mystery remains, but one thing is clear. These places are more than just tourist attractions. They are sites of real human tragedy, places where sorrow seeps into the very soil, where the past refuses to be forgotten. Remember, these aren't just tales to frighten or entertain, but a haunting reminder of the tragedies that took place. Beware, for the curse may still linger. The curse may